Anyway, essentially what we're going to do in the 2.0 version is build out your website. So I wanted to take a few minutes for you guys to kind of be able to go through and take a look at the template that I'm providing, but then also maybe customize it a little bit yourself. So then when we actually go to build it, maybe instead of putting your bio videos, you could put something else in there. So if you want to take a few minutes, and for those of you online, I'm going to pull this up so you guys can kind of take a look at it. So just walking through the build out. So we have our main agent page, which we'll jump into. That's just going to be kind of your main remax.com web page. And then beneath it, this is kind of your menu. So everything in bold is going to be kind of a menu navigational item. And then everything beneath it is going to be the individual pages. So this will be an About Me page. And then I just went in and filled out the things that I thought would be helpful to have on my About Me page. So again, totally up to you guys on how you want to do this. These are just some suggestions for you to get started, but let's take maybe 5 minutes or so and just kind of lay it out. And then I'll see for those of you online if I can get this to do a double screen. Oh, Lord.
But you want those plugging in and stuff, like, I'm not even there, I'm not even, not really on, go to, I'm going to the page, that's page editor. Yeah. No, page editor. It's not. Page to page.
There we go. Okay.
So we're supposed to be going to the website?
Yes, so if you want to go ahead and then we're going to walk through kind of how to, yes, I don't know why this is so small. Okay, did everybody online get a chance to see everything on this document? I'm going to scroll down so you can see the seller's options.
Sarah, is there an implied recommendation in terms of the order of the menu subgroups? So should we start with a page about us, or should we start with buyers or sellers? Or
I think it totally depends. I mean, I always think it's good to see kind of a little bit about you and your testimonials and kind of what you're doing, but it's totally optional.
Okay. You can put it anywhere you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, if you work mainly with buyers, then maybe you want to put that right at the top, so it's easily accessible. And Kat, to answer your question, I'm going to email this document out to you guys later, just so you guys can have access to it. Okay, and then for those of you online, after sellers, I did also put in communities. I just used Charlotte as an example, but essentially all of these different community sites, my intention was that they would focus on the communities that you sold in, and then you pretty much are going to keep the websites or the pages for all of these exactly the same. You're just going to update it with Dilworth versus Noda versus Positive kind of thing. But again, this is just ideas, so you guys can do whatever you guys want. But if everyone has had a moment to kind of look through this.
So the Charlotte communities would actually require us to start from start a page from scratch, right? There aren't
Yes,
any
and so
templates.
that's kind of what a lot of this is kind of putting in more of your personal info. And so obviously the stuff that we did on Tuesday was kind of just like if you want to use the templates, keep your website pretty basic, and then this is the advanced customized version. Okay. So let's jump into BOOJ. So if everyone is on the main BOOJ screen, we're just going to jump into website, and we are going to go to page editor. So the main agent page, so if someone were to essentially Google you and go to your remax.com website, this is going to bring them directly to this agent social layout or whatever template you have applied into your BOOJ account. So this is going to be your main agent page. I would recommend going in and just verifying that everything looks good. So if you hit edit page, essentially what we're going to do is just run through this, and again, just make sure that the information is correct, everything looks acceptable. So the way that this is being built out, obviously this is kind of a review, but you have your content blocks. The content blocks are stacked on top of each other, and that is essentially what builds out your website. So you can look on the left side and line up the content blocks with the preview on the right. So you'll notice we have the header with the image slideshow. This is going to be your header, and whenever it says slideshow, it just means that you can put in multiple images or videos and essentially click through them.
You can customize that how you want, whatever.
Exactly. So everything, all of these content blocks, for the most part, are pretty much customizable. You just click into them, and then it'll allow you to edit the photo, or if it's a video, you essentially are just inputting whatever content is needed.
Some of those content blocks, like blog, for example, if you clicked on that and tried to edit it, it'll say you gotta wait for GA release. Any
I emailed them right before we hosted all these trainings to see if they had any updates, and they kind of danced around it. So we are still waiting.
It's just Georgia. Georgia? Or no?
It's the general release. Yes. So we're kind of just waiting for them, to release essentially the full suite of services. But you can go in here, at least for right now, and get your content blocks lined up in the order that you want, and so that when they do release these things, especially like the social media content block, you'll be able to come in here and essentially copy and paste your social site, your profile links, and then those will directly feed. So right now they're kind of like placeholders, but your website is not going anywhere, so it's a good time to edit and mess around with it. So, okay, if everything looks good here, I am going to
Have the header image slideshow and search.
Oh, okay, so you may have a different template selected.
Are you on modern?
I'm on agent social layout.
Okay.
But yeah, all of the templates, the pre-selected templates that they give you are a little bit
All
different. Yeah, but all the content blocks are still accessible, so even if you want to use one as a base and then kind of build off of that, easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit the BOOJ logo and go back. And just for this exercise, I'm going to actually switch over to menu, just because it's a little bit easier to kind of maneuver all of this. So first things first, at least for me, it is easier to kind of lay out what you want your menu to look like and then go into those individual pages and build them out. So that's how I'm going to kind of walk you through. Is everybody up on this screen? Oh, sorry. So there's a pages view, which gives you like larger thumbnails, and then there's a menu view, which is more of like a list.
Where was that under? Under your edit page?
So we're under website page navigation. Or page editor, sorry.
Oh, I see. And then they go to menu.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. And so just a little review. So on the left side of this, you see your unlinked pages. So these are ones that Remax has created for you that you can use if you like the layout of them, or you can just leave them under unlinked. They are essentially unlinked from your main remax.com website. So they're there if you need them. You can build unlimited unlinked pages. And we may pull some of these over today just so we can use kind of some of their template bones. But on the right, under active navigation, these are all of the pages and menu items that are linked to your remax.com website. So yours may look a little bit different. I know we rearranged some things in the last training, but essentially what we're going to do is build out the menu from this. So how we have it, up at the top, you have the options to create a new page or add a menu item. So if any of the menu items aren't already on here for you, you can actually go in and add them. And so the first thing on ours was an About Me menu item and an About Me page, right, on the template. So we have one that says My Info, but maybe we don't want to, I think we did this last time, we have to bring them all individually. We don't want to use that. So what I'm going to do, if you guys just saw that, is hover over the page that I don't want to use, and I'm just going to drag it over to unlinked. So I can still reference it later. I can still pull it back onto my site later if I want to. But for right now, as I'm getting organized, I'm just going to pull everything over to the left. So just click and drag. I'm going to take everything. So I just want to start from scratch. The only ones I'm going to leave are the buy and sell, just because that's what I have on my account or my template anyways. And so first things first, I'm going to add my menu items. And if it's easier for you guys, I can just start the whole thing from scratch so you can just see it. Okay, all right, we'll just pull everything over then.
You tell me if I move it, it's going to delete it.
That is just for the menu items. That's okay. They're easy to add back. So, or those. So let's see. There we go. All right, so I'm starting totally fresh. And if you guys want to do that, great. If you want to leave some of your stuff, that's fine too. We can move it all around. When it asks you if you want to move it over permanently, those are just the menu items. So when you think about the menu items, looking at the template again, these are going to be your menu items. So they're kind of like navigational items, so that when you're looking at the full menu on your website, you're going to be able to see, okay, this is About Me, and this is my About Me page. This is my buyers section, and then I have it broken down into my buyer's guide, or my sellers section, and then I have my seller's guide, my marketing your home, all that kind of stuff, right? Just kind of keeping your individual pages organized. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Add Menu Item. And the first one I want to do is About Me. You can create it as a link if you have a separate URL that you want to. Some people purchase domains. You can come back and mess with that. But I'm just going to leave it as a regular menu item. Where'd you go? All right, let's try this again.
Would it be under something?
No, it should be right there.
Yeah,
Yours isn't showing up either?
It didn't. It doesn't have it over there.
Oh, jeez.
Click and drag it over there.
Is yours on the left side?
Mine is on the right side. Oh, but did you take everything and put it over on the left? No, I dumped everything on the left.
I did too.
Yeah.
All right, we will give this a second and see if it's just being a weird glitch. Maybe it wants us to hit this. I don't have a link though.
That means your own website? Is that what that URL is for?
So some people will
I
purchase
see.
like individual domains, and so like if you had one that was just for buyers, maybe you could essentially point that at just the buyers webpage. All right, maybe let's try to create a page, and then let's see if it'll come back and start working. So we're gonna do our About Me webpage, and then we can say essentially a one-liner about the page, so that if someone were to search and find this individual web page, it would just give them a quick description of what that page is. About Me page. Now, coming down to the slug. So if any of you have ever searched something on Google, which I'm sure most of you have, let's see. Essentially what a slug is, almost for sale, it's hard to type and talk. Essentially what a slug is the little kind of like keywords that are showing up underneath your search. So you can kind of customize your slugs so that if you are working in a very specific neighborhood or type of home or anything like that, you can essentially customize your slugs so that your keywords here are going to make you more likely to show up in Google search results. So maybe instead of Charlotte homes for sale, you would want to say something more specific about the neighborhoods that you work in. Or if it's an about me page, you could say top realtor, whatever area of town that you live in. So just like little things that keywords that would help you show up in search results over somebody else. If that makes sense. So these little things, so like Mecklenburg County, Charlotte, Dilworth, those are all the slugs for these individual websites. United States, North Carolina, Charlotte. Does that make sense? So you just want to throw, and I mean, if you don't necessarily care, that's fine too, but like I would maybe put realtor, Charlotte, I mean, whatever.
You just put spaces between the words?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then essentially, I think you can do up to like 35 characters or something. So it's not like a ton of keywords, but you just want to throw those in there. Let's see if this saves. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do first, essentially, is each web page you have to have a header of some sort. It locks it in just so that you don't end up logging into a page and like scroll into, yeah, exactly. Scroll into something random. So again, you can come back and you can change these if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and hit, since it's an about me page, header with image. And so it's going to bring you here. And then so now we're essentially inside of the content block and we're able to choose our image, put a description, whatever you want. So I'm going to put, again, about me, or maybe I'll put my name here. And then I'll say, I don't know, like why you want a couple.
But that's your backup.
No, this is like a one-liner about,
Yeah.
like if you have like a slogan or something that you say, I would
That
put
line.
that exactly. I don't know. I'm just gonna put gibberish here. And then you have the option to choose an image, and then you click onto an image, and you can either pull something from the photo library that they're giving you, or you can download something from your computer. So maybe I really like this cozy living room. I'm going to throw that in there, and I'm going to hit save. Is everyone with me so far? Okay. Perfect. So essentially from here, what you're going to do is you're going to build out this page. I want to get our full layout done first, and then I think we should come back and dive into the pages and kind of build them out. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't really do anything specific.
Right. I'm just going to throw the header in here, and then I'm going to go back to my website, kind of menu page. I'm going to hit menu. All right. So if you notice, my About Me page, yay, is over here on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it over to, oh my god. There we go. Okay. Just drag it over to the right side. It may take you a couple of times because this is a little sticky. But essentially you should be able to drag it over, and then you'll get like a little gray box, and you'll know that it's pulled over. Is anyone having trouble with that? Kind of a pain. Awesome. Okay. So I have my About Me page. Just for a test, I'm going to try to add a menu item and see if this works. Aha! Okay, so maybe you have to have a page over there first. So the menu item, I did my menu item. Remember, you hit add menu item, and it is working. So I'm going to drag this above my About Me page, right? And you know that this is the menu item because it doesn't have this little thumbnail image on the left side. And then I want to make sure that my About Me web page is actually underneath my About Me menu item. Does that make sense? Sounds a little crazy. So how I had it before, this was just right underneath it as a standard website. So it would have been the menu item and then a totally separate page. I want to link, so I'm going to click and drag until it kind of pops that gray box over.
But how'd you get that second About Me page from?
Oh, so the first About Me page on the screen is the menu item,
Which I did.
so this is actually your About Me.
Oh, it is. That's
So
me.
it has a little thumbnail next to it. So you just want to hit Add Menu Item. I don't know why I didn't let's do this for the first row. And then do your About Me menu.
Oh, I see. That should be above it.
Exactly. So you're going to drag the About Me menu item, the one with just the dots next to it.
Got it.
Oh, God. And it may be down here at the bottom.
I know.
That's the one next to that. I'll show you which one I'm on. We can look at yours.
Okay.
Okay. So you now have your About Me menu item and your About Me webpage. So now let's see if it will let us do our buyers menu item. So we're going to hit Add Menu Item. I'm going to type in buyers and I'm going to hit Save. Awesome. Okay. So now that it's letting us do menu items, let's just go ahead and knock out all the menu items that we have on our sample. So we did About Me, we did buyers. I'm going to hit Add Menu Item. I'm going to do sellers. And then my last one was Charlotte Communities, or whatever you guys decided to put on your menu. And I'm going to hit Save. Everyone with me?
How deep can we go in terms of, so under About Me,
Mhm.
you've got an About Me.
Mhm.
Can I do a subpage of About Me?
Yeah, so if you wanted to break it down and essentially do kind of like a testimonial section and then maybe like stats or something like that, you could do individual web pages.
But those would all be under the main header, not under that.
So it would be About Me as the kind of your main menu item, and then you would have your About Me page that we're showing right now. That's called a parent page. And so everything you would put underneath it would be a child page, and so it would essentially link to that About Me.
Okay, I haven't been able to get to the child level yet.
Okay.
So is that supposed to be just a drag and drop?
It should be, if it's working. If it's not working, coming soon. That's BOOJ. What you could do is if you wanted to just have, until it does start working, just kind of line them up as multiple pages in here, which we're going to do for the sellers, so we can look at how that kind of plays out. But yes, you should be able to. Okay, so next we had buyers, and then we had on our template a buyer's guide. And so what we're going to do is we're creating a web page this time. So create new page. And we're going to call it, if I could type, I call it buyer's guide. We're going to add our description. So
Now that's already over on the left. You just drag it over.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want to use that and just build off that template, totally fine.
Or you say, you can create it from scratch.
Yeah, so it totally depends.
Gotcha.
If you, all of you should have a buyer's guide and I think a seller's guide on the left side. So best, I don't know what you guys want to call this. Buyer's guide, Charlotte, I don't know, whatever. Build out your slug and then hit save. And again, it's going to bring us into this actual web page. It's going to ask us to select a header. So maybe since it's buyers, we want to do a header with a search bar, right? Since they're looking for homes. Give the people what they want. And then this one is just going to allow you to choose your background image for the header.
Oh, let's see all those.
And so let's see. Maybe I like that cute little house or that one. That's cute. Okay, so I'm going to pick my picture, I'm going to insert it, and then I'm going to hit save. And again, we're going to jump back into these, but now you have, you can put it in preview mode. We have our header, image with search, and then we can come back and add our blocks to build out this page in a little bit. So I'm going to hit the BOOJ logo and go back, go to the menu view, and I have to come over here and drag over my newly created page underneath my buyer menu. What, is everyone still good? Okay.
So you can use their template or create your
Exactly. So maybe for the seller's guide, I wanted to, I'm just going to take the one that they created, whoop, drag it over here, and then just, again, you want to make sure that you're dragging it so that it is linking it to that menu.
So the templates that they've created, like the buyer's guide they created, the seller's guide, can you edit and customize those?
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can change those then too.
Yep.
You're not starting from scratch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, 100%.
Okay.
And so we're still building this out. And then I think on our sellers tab or our sellers menu item, we also had marketing your home. So really just highlighting the marketing services. So again, you could grab the marketing services webpage that they already created for you, or you could come up to the top and create your own webpage. Just for time's sake, I'm going to steal this marketing services one. And again, I'm going to drag it over here, and then I'm going to make sure that it goes again underneath my seller's menu item.
Once you make changes to your navigation, does it have to be saved or published or?
So if you've already hit the publish button, it should usually update. If you haven't hit the publish button, you can hit save and then eventually publish when you're ready.
Okay. And the slugs, can they be edited after the page?
That is a good question. I believe that there is. Let me see if. So the question was, can you edit the slugs once you create the page? I believe yes. So here we go. So what you would do, is you would go to that individual page that you wanted to edit the slug on. You hit edit, and then you're going to come up to page details. And then so if you, for whatever reason, wanted to rename that page, change your slug, change that description, anything like that, you could do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what we're talking about.
No, you're fine.
In terms of the name of your page, is it like /your name, or is it going to be?
Yes.
Okay.
So they gave us a whole big list of like what it looks like for teams, individuals, all that stuff. But it's essentially remax.com/your name. And then some of them have a little bit of variation depending.
Okay, that's because like we've been using my personal website for
Mm-hmm.
a long time now, so it's like you have to go and change all that, right?
Yeah. Do you own I'm assuming you own the domain for it. Are you going to keep your other website?
I wasn't planning to save money to switch out of this since, why pay for that, but I mean, I hate to lose that domain name.
Yeah, no, I would
somehow use it.
Yep, so once we go like fully live, you'll have your new domain with remax.com for your website, and so you'll want to go into wherever you purchased your domain, and you can do that forwarding.
Yeah.
So you'll essentially do that and then put your new remax.com email in for where you forward.
So I mean, like when people type, it's gonna be, I can't use my same domain like it's minus Jules Rules really.
No, you can do that.
For my Remax page?
Yep, so essentially you'll go in, so like if you purchase it through GoDaddy or something, you would go into GoDaddy and you'd essentially forward your Jules Rules Realty to your remax.com.
Oh.
And so people could still search, you could put that on all your marketing still and it would just go here instead of your old website.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So I think our last one was just the Charlotte communities. And so this one I'm going to build a custom page just because I wanted to focus on a few different things. So I'm going to scroll up to the top. I'm going to hit create new page. And I'm going to name the first one, Dilworth/Elizabeth. And then maybe I want to put homes in there and sale, whatever. Again, whatever you guys want, you can always come back and change that. Okay. And for this one, again, I'm going to put a search function just so that people can do some searching on the community page. And then maybe I like this little kitchen. Awesome. Save. I'm going to go back to my main BOOJ. Again, just so we can get this all laid out. And I am going to come over to my new community page and drag that underneath Charlotte communities. So I'm just going to do one community page just for time purposes. Because essentially what I would recommend if you're going to do a community page or anything that's like repetitive like this, you want to leave the layout for those individual pages completely the same. And then just update the info so that someone's not kind of overwhelmed with all the images and whatever. So essentially, if you have one and you get it laid out correctly the way that you like, just duplicate it and update with that community's info. Okay, so I want to take a pause and see if anybody has any questions. Online, do you have any questions? In-house, do you have any questions? I know, this is like the 2.0 version. We like rip the band-aid off. Here we go.
Yeah. Good.
Everyone good? All right, so now pretty much this is going to be more of on you guys to kind of fill out these websites. So we're going to go through and maybe we can kind of walk through the About Me section and maybe the Buyer's Guide and just kind of build them out. And then I think hopefully by then you'll get a feel for how to build out the websites. It really just takes practice. So I'm going to go into my About Me webpage, which I have gibberish in, but that's okay. And so on our website build out, for those of you online so you can see it again, we have our bio, we have videos, social media, we have different testimonials, listings, and a contact form. So again, you can customize whatever you want on your individual pages to your liking, but this is what we're going to kind of build out in this class. So going to BOOJ, going to my About Me web page. I have my header already in here. I'm going to go ahead and publish that since I like my picture, and we'll just pretend I put real text in there. And I'm going to go down to the Add Block button at the very bottom left. So the first thing on my website build out was my bio. So I'm going to go through the content blocks and find the one that says bio. Okay, so you have a few options. You have bio option 1, bio option 2. Currently the thumbnails look exactly the same, so I'm just going to go with bio option 2 and see how I like it. And then again, just as a reminder from Tuesday, anything that's in your bio, if you need to update it, you have to do that in your Mac Center profile. So again, this is one of those content blocks where you're essentially just clicking it and everything's going to feed to it, but you're going to have to go somewhere else to edit it.
Will they be adding Instagram and the social networks?
They should be. Yeah, I think the Instagram and it should be Instagram, Facebook, and maybe LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook are the ones that are there now.
Okay, good.
Instagram is not.
Okay. I would think yes. Once they release it. They promised us yes. All right, so if the bio looks good, again, you can scroll down on the right side just to view everything. I'm in an office site, so we'll just pretend that is my pretty face. And then I'm going to go through and let's say I wanted to do some videos. So this may not be for everybody, but maybe you have some videos that you do, you're big on YouTube. You can come in here and there's a few options for videos. So there's just a straightforward video, so it's going to be a single video that shows up on your page. There's also a video slideshow or a video carousel. So again, total preference, however you want it to look. I'm going to do the video slideshow. And just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like, I'm going to jump into Remax's YouTube, and I'm going to pull some videos over. And so, nope. So let's say, actually that might have been a good video to do.
The tool.
Nope. Alright, so I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna go through, and really all you have to do to get a video onto your website is come to YouTube, copy the video link. So I did that through the share option just because it's a little easier. You can also go up here to the URL and copy and paste that, but copy that link, hop back over to your BOOJ site and copy and paste.
And we got the title and video through what?
So you can create your own title. So this one could just be, yeah, tools. Tools.
How did you get that? That's on that.
How did I get to this content block? So we went, at the very bottom left, there's a blue add block. And I scrolled down through the content blocks and I selected video slideshow, I believe.
Okay.
Is it showing?
Full width, yeah.
Perfect. So I selected that one. I pulled my video from YouTube and then I put a little title on there. So I'm going to hit save. So I have my first video here. Since it is a video, what do we do? Slideshow. I recommend at least putting 3 videos so that they actually have something to scroll through. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the add item. So just think anything that's at the bottom left that's kind of like a new or a need, you can hit add item, add block. I'm going to hit add item and I'm going to try to find, let's see, we'll do this video. Oh my God. More tools. So I'm going to take this link and copy it. So this one's called therapy. We'll see. And so I'm going to label this one therapy, Remax therapy. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste that YouTube link right in there. So now I have my tools. I have my Remax therapy. And I'm going to do one more just for good measure. Again, just grabbing that share link and copying it and jumping back to BOOJ so I can add another item and paste that new URL. Is this making sense? Kind of? All right. So I am comfortable having 3 videos in my video slideshow. You obviously can add as many as you want. And I am going to go back to my block list, which essentially is all my content blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in publish mode because I love my videos. And now you can scroll through and see all my cool videos. So this is a great opportunity. If you have things like listing videos or videos where you're essentially doing like a quick recap of, you know, why you're awesome and they should work with you, I mean, that's stuff that you can put onto your website. Okay, so next on our website build out, we had social media. So again, this is one of those ones that will be coming soon, but we want to go ahead and add the content blocks in here. So I'm going to go down to add block. And I want to find social media. Perfect. So I'm going to click social media content block. Again, there's not anything you can do with it right now. Oh yeah, there is Instagram. I don't know if it's going to let you do anything with it, but until it all goes live.
Yeah,
they have YouTube, Pinterest.
None of those links, like on your preview website, they don't show up as links at all. They're just the images right now.
Okay. Yeah, I would say we'll just wait until everything is released. So we'll hit save just so that our content block is in there. And then totally optional if you want to wait, since this one is not fully up and running yet, you could leave it in draft mode. Or you could go ahead and publish it so that it's there. Totally up to you. So again, scrolling on the right, you can see I have my video carousel, and then I have my social media section. And then up next, we did testimonials. So I'm going to go again to add block and scroll through to testimonials. So there's a few different types of testimonials. For those of you that use Zillow, you can actually link up your Zillow account, and then your reviews from Zillow will feed directly to your Remax website, which is cool. Or you can do manual testimonials. Maybe you use a different platform, or you do written testimonials. They have allowed you to do manual testimonials and essentially add in your own testimonials from a 1 to 5 star rating, and then put your client's name on there. So if that is for your jam, you can do manual. I am just going to do Zillow for today. So if you choose to do Zillow, you do have to put in your Zillow screen name. So your Zillow screen name is not your Zillow username. The Zillow screen name will show up on your Zillow profile. So if you literally just Google yourself, so if I did, Julie, do you have a Zillow?
Yeah. I do.
So if you just Google yourself and put in Zillow, perfect. Right? Oh, no, that's your
No.
Remax. Good job, Remax.
Should.
We can do. Carmen, I think you have one, right? Carmen. G-I-O. Oh.
O-U-A-R-T.
Perfect. Awesome. So if you Google yourself, find your Zillow account. You don't have to be logged in or anything, but your stream name is going to be listed right here on the right side under your professional information. I don't know why they have a different thing than what your username is, but it is what it is. So essentially your stream name, you're going to copy and paste that back into your BOOJ website under Zillow stream name.
Oh, you have to go to Zillow to paste it back. Or you just.
You can, well, since you know what yours is now, you can
Okay.
just type in your first name, last name.
Okay.
And then once you type that in, you can hit save and it will pull through your Zillow reviews. Awesome, right?
That is nice.
So I'm going to leave mine in draft mode since I don't have a Zillow account linked up. What?
Yeah. Draft notes.
Yeah. And so again, you can scroll down. I don't know if it'll show us anything. Okay. It'll show you the holding spot for your Zillow since I didn't connect. Okay. So underneath testimonials, I added in my listings just so that people can come here and search if they like what they see in my bio, in my testimonials. Maybe they'll want to start looking. So again, add block. And we are going to look for listings. Okay. So listings, you have 3 different options. You have a listing grid, which is essentially just some little thumbnails of pictures of your listings. You have a listing slideshow, which is larger pictures that you can scroll through of your listings. And then listing slideshow alternate, which to be honest, I have no idea what that is. So I'm just going to do listing grid. And then again, we handled all of the MLS setup, so all of your listings should just flow through to your Remax.com website. So all you have to do is make sure that listing grid or listing slideshow is on your page and put it in publish mode and your listings will flow through. There's not really much to do with that one. And it should be, well, it's not going to show us. And then last but not least, add block. And our last little section, our last little content block on our website filled out page was a contact me form. So I think these would be in alphabetical order.
It was up. The back up on the right side. Connect with me. Connect with. Content.
Oh no, that's content. Where is it? Let's see. There should be one that just says contact. Perfect. Okay. So then there's a contact form. So this one, again, pretty simple, not really anything that you need to do. You can just put a title on here so that if you wanted to say call me or contact me today or let's meet, whatever you want to do. You're literally just going to add the title and then this is all going to fill in automatically. And then hit save. And again, I'm going to go ahead and publish that. So pretty much my whole website, web page, is done. Questions?
Oh boy. Makes more sense now, baseball.
It's just kind of one of those things, once you start messing with it, it's the same process over and over.
Yeah.
So once you kind of get comfortable with it, you're just pretty much laying out these little content blocks however you like. Any questions online? Or have you guys totally zoned me out? Any questions, Dan?
Yeah. So in the menu, when I set up a menu item as a link, I would really like for that link to open another window so that my website is still open, but I'm giving them access to this additional information. But I don't see a way to do that.
I don't know if there is a way to do that. At least not yet. But are you purchasing separate domains, or are you?
So the specific case is under my charitable causes. I've got a couple that I want specific. So Meals on Wheels, Cabarrus County is one of mine. I'd like to, go ahead and throw them a bone and have their website linked to my website.
Gotcha.
But I want that as a sub-page of charitable causes.
Okay. So the only workaround I've seen with that for right now is that when you put in like a content block where you can type into it, it does give you the option of creating a link within your content.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the only thing I've seen for now.
Yeah, just really nice to see that menu as well.
Yeah. I think for right now, it's really just giving you the option to put like a separate domain and point it to one of these pages. But I'll let you know if I hear anything different. Okay.
One other question. I noticed on your list, there's a couple, like the contact me page that you got for in each section. That would seem to imply that you can add the same page into multiple sections of your menu. But I haven't seen how I could actually do that yet.
Like duplicate pages?
Keep one page, but have it linked from multiple. Like you got it in all three of those.
Okay. So on here, the contact me, I was just kind of, everything that's in italics, I was considering kind of a contact block.
Okay.
Or something that I wanted to accomplish. So, yeah. So the only pages we have are the About Me page, Buyer's Guide, Seller's Guide, all that stuff.
And I haven't seen the a search block, content block.
I have not seen that either, but I was told that it was coming. The only ones I've seen the search on is, so like if you do a listing block and they click into it, it'll bring them to search. Or on the headers, if it has a search bar with that, then you have a search there at the
In
top.
the listings block, will I be able to have my team and or office listings as well as my personal ones?
It will come through, I think, first as your personal, and then it will link to office, I believe. We'll have to check, yes. All of these things are in the works, so I don't want to say for sure until everything comes out. Can you show your build? Oh, yes. You got it, Waynesville, and I'll email this to you as well. So what we just built out was this whole section, including the menu item and the About Me web page. And so that's what I was just saying to Dan, is everything on these in italics here, those are essentially my content blocks or something that I was trying to accomplish in that page. So I wanted to make sure that I had my listings in there or my testimonials. So again, you guys don't have to do exactly this order or exactly those items, but just for an example, this is what we kind of had. So if you guys are ready, do we want to do the buyer's guide? Okay. Yes, Brandon, I'll email that to you as well. Okay, so we're going to jump in. So we're going to do buyer's guide now. So if you guys want to, I'll copy and paste this in the chat just for anyone that wants to see it. I don't know how the formatting is going to come through, but. All right, so we're jumping back into BOOJ. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to hit the BOOJ logo, and it's going to bring me back to my main page editor. And again, just so it's a little easier, I'm going to jump over to the menu view. So we just did our About Me page. Now we are jumping into our Buyer's Guide web page. I'm going to hit Edit. Okay, so we already put our header in here. It has the search bar. And so what we're going to do first is we put on here how I help my buyers find the perfect home. So in my mind, this is more of a content block. So maybe you put an image and some text, maybe you do a quote, but really this is your opportunity to say how you worked with buyers, what you do to help them find their home. I mean, kind of talk a little bit about your experience, things of that nature. So I'm just going to do a full width content.
You call this what, buyer guide, you said?
Yep. Yeah, because buyers is a little tricky when I was filling this out. So if you guys have suggestions, I just didn't really know like how to put a page about buyers other than the different communities. So that's what we went with. So if you have any better ideas, shout them out. But yeah, so I just went and selected the content block. And so essentially this content block is going to allow me to just type out whatever I want. So it's just text. And you can put some links in here, anything like that. But I'm going to say, I don't know, maybe like a couple sentences about why buyers should work with me.
Yeah, that, or I mean, you could talk about
Yeah, the kind of getting set up for purchasing a home. That's awesome. Yeah. How steps to prepare yourself for the home buying process, right?
The buyer's got a template. It's actually
It is? Okay.
What they provided. Yeah.
So then maybe use that one then and kind of build off of
Customize
it.
it. That's what I mean, like buyer guide. Like,
it's got this little
yeah.
timeline.
Perfect. And you can just change your pictures the way you want them.
Well, then let's do that. Here. All right. So we'll go back to the BOOJ. So what we're going to do for this online is we are going to build off of the Remax created buyer's guide over here. So no. So we are going to take the one that we just created and we're going to say bye and move it over here to the left. And we are going to pull the one that Remax created and move it right over here under our buyer's menu item. Everyone good? Good?
Yep.
Okay. See, isn't it so nice we can be flexible? I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit. So this one's great. So it's already built out. So you have your header with an image, which of course, if you want to do a header with a search or something, you can change all of that. But they have it all put out for, oh, perfect. This is our little paragraph that we didn't want to write. So it's in here. Maybe you just go through and you can click onto content full width and essentially come through and edit this. And just, the only thing I would say is just make sure that this somewhat sounds like you. So, I mean, you don't really have to rewrite the whole thing, but just read through it quickly and make any minor changes that you need. So maybe instead of Remax Professional, you would say, with my help. Right? I don't know if yours says the same thing. But. And then, of course, if you mess up, you just hit back. This little guy will allow you to insert links. So if you wanted to link to something, maybe you have like a digital brochure for buyers that you use, you could essentially put that link in here and link to that brochure. I think we use the seller's guide too, so hopefully it'll be better. All right, so I'm going to jump into the numbered step slideshow, if that is showing for everybody. So the numbered step slideshow is essentially this section right here. So it looks a little crazy, but we're going to jump into it. It's the same concept as the image slideshow, except this one has text. So again, you can come in here, you're looking at define your goals right now. You have your image, you have your text, you have pick a Remax agent. That is going to be this one, right? So you're just kind of walking through this little step-by-step. Yes, this is exactly what we were about to write out, so I'm glad we used this one. Good call, Dan. So if anything in here, so maybe you're not a fan of like these little stock images, you can come in here and say, okay, I'm going to edit this one, and I at least want to change this picture so it looks a little less cheesy. Again, you just click into, oops, sorry. You just click into whatever slideshow step, edit that picture. I don't know, maybe you want to do a picture of a home or people hanging out, a couple walking their dog, I don't know. Right? And hit insert. And then again, of course, you can change the title. So instead of close on your home, I don't know, you just want to put something else, and you can edit the text. So maybe for now you just want to update pictures. So again, I mean, pictures speak a lot, especially to people that don't like to read a lot of text, which a lot of people don't. They'll read maybe the titles and then that's it. Oh, cool, you can slide through. So pretty much, yeah, come through here, edit whatever you need to. You can add additional items to your step-by-step guide, or we can go back to our list. What else did we have on here? Buyer's tools, again, testimonials. And it looks like they already have the contact form in here. And so maybe you don't want to do another video slideshow on here because we just did a bunch of those on your About Me section. So you can come in here and you can actually delete that content block. And then, of course, add whatever content blocks that you want to. So again, maybe you want to put in your listings just so people can start searching. But this time we're going to do a listing slideshow instead of the listing grid.
And this will obviously eventually have the IDX.
Yes, so we have all of it set up, but since it's just not live yet, we're kind of just like waiting, but all the MLS agreements have been signed. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and put my listing slideshow into publish mode, and then I want to make sure that this goes up here above my contact form. So again, you can drag, drop, rearrange, whatever you want to do. And this one has a lot of text, so up to you how you want to do it, but if everything looks good, again, you can just go back out to your main BOOJ page navigator and hit menu. And so that was your buyer's guide page. So it's 11 o'clock. We've been doing this for about an hour. Do you guys want to take a break? Do you want to just keep walking through the different web pages? Okay, we'll just keep going through them. All right, so let's say we have our buyer's guide at least laid out for the most part how we like. I think we kept the same thing for seller's guide and marketing services. So for seller's guide, I would say that this one is probably pretty sufficient, but let's just jump in there to see. So seller's guide, they have their image with a little bit of text and then a little bit of content here at the very top. So again, looking at the left side, you have your header with image. You have your content, full width, so essentially the full width of the screen. And then you have another numbered step slideshow. Does yours look something similar to this? Okay. So maybe instead of why they should choose a RE/MAX agent, you could put something about yourself. It doesn't have to be like your full bio, but again, maybe just a quick rundown of how long you've been in the business, how many homes you've sold, areas that you worked in, stuff like that. And then maybe put a picture of yourself here. And again, preparing your home for sale. I think this is pretty much all in here. Yep. Accepting the offer, just so people kind of know what they're getting into. And then again, they kind of combined it, but it's totally up to you. They combined kind of the marketing your property. So maybe talk a little bit about what you're doing to market their home. And then they ended with a contact me block. So in my opinion, this looks pretty good. Anything that you guys would see off the bat that you would want to change? Good?
You can change the order of the number timeline?
Yep, so if you jump into, so the question is, can you change the order of the timeline? So we can jump.
The home value first.
Yeah, definitely.
You can do that first.
I believe if you just click and, oh, no.
Block details?
Or is it letting me drag?
Or the top where it says block details?
Okay, so in that case, what I would do, if you wanted to rearrange them, is maybe just copy the text.
Yeah, what about, so I see. So we edit it, you can just change them.
Yeah,
that way.
like I would just copy and paste the text.
Yeah, okay, and then move it to the next and change the title.
Yeah, it's
Right.
kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
But yeah, if you open up like a Word document or something, I would just copy and paste all of it in there, and then you can just copy and paste it back. Yeah, probably be the easiest way. That is kind of a pain, but. Okay, so if that looks good, then I'm going to go back out, and this time I'm going to jump into marketing services. And they've already included, whoa, this one has a lot. So they've already included a lot of stuff in here. Again, I would just go through and see kind of what is applicable to you, what is not, and then at the same time, you want to be cautious not to have too much text, I think, because a lot of people will not read it. And so it looks like what they did was they went through and they did a bunch of content blocks with images and then just put the text next to those. So maybe you'd want to go through and put some of these into draft mode. So if you don't do, maybe you're not huge into philanthropy, you could move that over to draft mode. Or if you wanted to have your own page about it, you would just move it into draft mode or delete it, and then you could have your own separate web page about the philanthropies that you do. Virtual tours, I mean, yeah, it kind of just depends on what you're doing. So maybe you don't do a ton of virtual tours. We'll just nix that from the website. And I don't know if we've mentioned or if I've mentioned today, but if you ever want to see, if you have a bunch of them in draft mode, when you're in kind of this editing preview, it'll show you everything, even if it's in draft mode. But if you want to see what it looks like, just go up to web preview at the very top. And it will give you like the full layout of the website without everything that's in draft mode. Do you guys want to build out one community page and then that way you have it so you can replicate it and then call it a day? Everyone looks like they're going to die. Yeah. All right, let's do that. So we're going to build out one of these community pages. So again, I'm going to go back, hit the BOOJ icon, whoop, go into my menu view, and scroll down. And I'm going to build out this Dilworth Elizabeth webpage from scratch, since it doesn't look like they have anything that we can build off of. So again, once you have one, you can essentially just replicate it and just update it with that community's info. So I'm going to hit edit. And then we only have the header with the image so far. And so I'm going to want to go down to add block. So the first thing we put in here was community summary. So quiz time, what content block should we use if we're trying to put some copy or text? Yeah. Good. Okay, so we're going to do the content with full width. And so again, this is going to take a little bit on your part of putting in some community information. So maybe we talk about, I don't know, Dilworth and Elizabeth are
Historic,
known
known for their bungalow style.
for yes. See, it'll be easier. They're bungalow style homes. But spend all of your money. They are really cute though. Are known for bungalow style homes. Blah 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 blah. Right. So you would fill out, make not anything crazy. I'm talking like at most 5 sentences, like a paragraph about that community. Type it all in there. You can bold it, whatever. So maybe you want to put like a title first. I mean, whatever you want to do, and then hit save. Right. So now we have our ours is a mini content block, but you get the gist. You get the gist of it. So we have our content block down here, and then we said next we wanted to maybe talk about some of the community highlights. So we're gonna go in here and hit another block. So maybe for community highlights, I mean, you could get really crazy with this. So if you wanted to do like a numbered slideshow, it wouldn't necessarily have to be like an order of things, but just
coffee shops,
Yeah.
whatever, restaurants,
So maybe
things that are appealing in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the numbered slideshow, and then let's see. So maybe this can be your trails, right? They have nice little parks in Dilworth. So we'll talk about the parks and recreation or whatever. And then you blah 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 blah. Well, luckily you're right down the hall for me.
All I need is to get it out.
So we have our parks and recreation. We have maybe restaurants. I don't know if they're going to have a picture. Oh, there's friends drinking coffee. Cool.
Where's the beer?
Yeah, you could do a whole one about breweries. Restaurants. I always spell this word wrong, so sorry in advance. Some of the best restaurants in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
No, AUR.
Perfect. Right? So then we have our 2 content blocks. Maybe we want to talk about the breweries. Breweries. It's hard to see this far away. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to put the same coffee picture.
What's nice is like stock photos to choose from. Like when you buy stock photos.
Yes. Yeah. Make sure you're not stealing photos from the internet. People will find you. And so maybe this one I want to change because I actually saw that other picture I liked better with these people walking their dog.
Oh yes.
Right? That looks like Dilworth.
It does look like Dilworth.
So we have the parks and recreation, we have the restaurants, we have the breweries, we have shops. I mean, whatever you want to do, essentially you could build out your little community page. And let's go back to our list. So now we have our search at the top, our sad little description of Dilworth, and then the different options. I don't know if we can edit those, but anyways.
So the content blocks, when you're building a block, when you're adding a content block to a page, that's going to all be under that same page, right? So when you open up Dilworth, you're going to see all of that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And step 1, you might call it, not step 1, you're going to call it parks and recreation, restaurants.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Yeah, if you can edit those.
And if you do the numbered slideshow, does it always look like that? I guess it stays consistent for your website.
Yeah. It's always going to have this layout. So you'll just always have the option of editing the picture and then the text.
Yeah. And then can you eventually do hyperlinks? Like if you want to hyperlink a restaurant or hyperlink
Yeah. So inside of here, so like if we wanted to do a restaurant, you would just go in and edit, and then inside of your text.
Okay.
You would want to put a real one.
Well, you do? Yeah, because I do a lot of like monthly events and different stuff on my site, things that are happening, restaurant openings.
I'd be curious to see if you typed in a web address if it would
hyperlink it.
Because in the text content block, it gives you the option to hyperlink. But I don't see that here, but I'm curious if you just put it in, if it would.
Test that out, Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go. I know it's kind of tricky right now until everything is like up and running. Like, what exactly
You
it's
have
gonna
no
look like?
idea when it'll be up and running.
It was supposed to be between us. It was supposed to be
Like fall.
November, I think was when it was supposed to happen. But then they had all those big updates. So they did say that they've worked through majority of the big glitches that they've been having. So
But I mean, overall, as you're walking through it, it's pretty simple,
yeah,
which is nice.
to build out a website, this is a very simple platform.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do any coding, you don't have to do anything
That's
crazy. Like, you're not rearranging blocks, you're literally just creating
Yeah.
images and text, and that's
Yeah,
it.
because on mine, when I use, it's hard. I have to like move things. It's like,
Yeah, and if you don't get the images lined up, then you'll like
Yeah.
log into your website, yeah,
really
and it'll be
confusing.
off.
I just wonder, because like, yeah, because like I might have to like click a picture, like say a picture of a restaurant, and it takes you
The hyper.
to yeah.
They are, so they're doing what's called like a continuous rollout, and
Yeah.
so they literally, like, I'll log in and they'll just have like 5 new features in here. So I don't want to say that it's not ever gonna happen, but it just may not be happening right now.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to just get up and running.
Because I wonder, I'm looking at R4, like they're not, like it's a topic, but it's not the topic like it was last year.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're moving, they're trying to get some other things going, so.
Hopefully it'll be Zoom.
I think so. I think so. The way that they responded were they're pretty much like, we've worked through all the major
Yeah.
issues. So
Okay.
hoping it will be soon.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
just gives you a little time in January
And
before you
plan-
get busy to
Exactly,
mess around
get
with
it
it.
figured out. So when they're ready, you just hit, look it up.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about it.
We're gonna be so far ahead of the game.
All right, so what else do we have just so we can wrap up this community section? So we had schools on here. Again, totally optional, but if you just want to add in a content block, you could do, let's see. Oh, this might be a better option actually for your neighborhood stuff.
Maybe,
Just
yeah.
the image with the slideshow,
Oh, yeah.
or image slideshow with content,
Put it
sorry.
numbered.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, or they have
Oh.
slideshow with custom name. Let's click on that.
I know, I'm curious what it looks like. Okay.
Oh, look, link URL. You can do it.
Yay!
Awesome. Okay. All right, we'll just, sorry, easily distracted. Okay. So for schools, I guess let's talk about what maybe some of the options are to best display schools. I am kind of thinking maybe just straight up content full width.
Unless you want to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just kind of give a rundown,
Yeah.
maybe like a list of, so we'll
Yeah.
do, I mean, you could do it with an image or something if you needed to spice up. Yeah. So maybe you do content full width, and this one maybe you do a little bit more formatting. So you could talk about pre-K, you could talk about elementary, middle school, private school. Oops, I forgot high school.
But you can't talk much about school in there. So I kind of like want my website. Just go to great schools.
But
Too touchy.
yeah, so maybe you just come through here. You can bold these. Sorry. And then maybe you list out maybe the schools that are just available. Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble
Yeah,
with anything.
right.
So maybe you
Yeah.
just list out
Just
school
list
1,
Yeah.
school 2.
Not the things like private schools. These people don't, if they're moving here, they don't know all of them, but
Yeah.
the public schools, so easy.
Yeah.
Sort of private.
So
Buyers are just savvy. You don't have to do much for them anymore.
yeah.
It's true. They do all
They already know what houses they want.
I want to see X, Y, and Z. It's like,
All right, so we have our little slideshow. We have our schools listed out, and then our last thing on here was, of course, the search function. So maybe they go through all of this. They liked what you wrote about Dilworth and Elizabeth, even though you're going to pay $1 million for a little tiny house, and they want to do some searching. So we'll come back to our content blocks, and you can either do your listings. Let's see what listings alternative is. Why not?
oh.
See if it'll show us anything. Oh, cool. Okay, so it kind of has like a little blue block, and you can kind of scroll through with a little image and the description. That actually looks really nice.
So those are just your own listings.
Yeah.
They can't do that yet. Can't.
So they have the search, but on the header only right now.
Okay.
So they don't have a search content block.
Okay. You can create the page, but you just can't do anything with it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so if you do the web preview, I believe it should show you. You're always going to have like the search up here on remax.com. So worst case scenario, where is the search bar?
It's not showing you all the menu items, is it? Oh, they don't list them across the top. You just have to go to the menu button.
Right. So the menu, for some reason, this button's not working right now. But
you can't see all your tabs. You can't see all your.
You will eventually, but it's doing a weird glitch right now. It was working like 2 days ago.
So eventually, we'll make you go to the menu to see everything, and we'll just list them across the top.
Right.
You can't just have all your tabs open for everyone to see. They have to go to the menu.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so my thought with this is, I will say Remax is really good that they stay on top of kind of like people's trends and habits. And so like
and
everything,
everything.
because a lot of times too, people search on their phones, so that they go to the menu now. Just
right. I just look for those 3 bars. Always.
Yeah. So phones, tablets, everything, it'll always have website. It'll always have the menu.
So is this a picture of your home screen? The home page?
So this is the community page. Okay. So I don't really know what we did. That was so long ago, I feel like. We did an image with search, but normally there's a search bar that would be right across here. I'm not sure where it is. Okay. But normally there will be a search bar right across the top.
Your home page is going to be
your main Remax page. So to see. Yep, so that was kind of like our version 1. Yeah, that was Tuesday. But what we'll do, see if we can go back. So if everyone's comfortable with the community page, I would just say mess with it and then just duplicate. So I'm going to hit the BOOJ logo. And so for some reason, your main agent page only shows under this pages view. So this is going to be your main agent page here. And then everything that we built out in the menu is under the menu view, and this is what we did today. And this is all going to be linked to your main.
So to edit that, you just go there and create.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. So like if someone were to search you, like how we found you on remax.com earlier, that would be this page.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So your main picture is that Remax balloon.
Yes, mine is an office page that I have now totally messed up. But if you want to see the web preview, what it would be your main agent page.
Okay.
I don't know where we we moved our bio down. So it would be like your picture, your bio. Okay. And then everything that we just built out today would be here. I don't know why it is not working. It's here under your menu. Yeah. And so they would be able to flow through.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So that was BOOJ Websites 2.0. We'll probably do this again, just so you guys maybe can have some time to mess with it, and then obviously customize your own website build out, because this doesn't work for everybody, I know that. But at least it's something to start with, and then maybe we'll just go in and tweak everything. Or
the next week, are you doing the CRM next week, or is that?
I think that's the week after next.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes. And that one will be definitely more hands-on. We will be looking, so if you have not gotten your contacts organized into that spreadsheet, I would do that before the next class.
What spreadsheet was that?
So since we're in here, let's jump.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so I'm just going to jump into BOOJ. Yeah. And so under contacts and leads, so this is everyone's homework before the 21st. Contacts and leads, if you haven't done this already, to get your contacts in here, you want to go to add import and then import list. And so there is underneath this, or attached to this blue link, is essentially their version of the template that they want you to organize your contacts in so that it'll upload to BOOJ correctly. Okay. So you can essentially just, if you have yours in another CRM or if you have them on your phone or your email, you can export your contacts and then just rearrange them into this order. Okay. And if you need help with this, I'm going to do a video where I'm just going to essentially record my screen of how to copy and paste contacts or information into this Excel doc. So hopefully that will help. But other than that, Do you guys have any questions? I know that was a lot. Hopefully you have
No,
some.
that was helpful, for sure.
Okay. Online, do you guys have any questions before we wrap up? All right. If anyone has questions online, just email me and I can help you through it. Thank you, Waynesville. I'm assuming that's Deb. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and end this.